We have two major national stories developing at this hour. One of them with a local tie involving a man who's now admitted to killing 90 people. But first, we begin with the president's former longtime personal attorney pleading guilty to lying to Congress. You hear that? They're coming for you.
Yeah, they're not coming for me.
It's finally summer and millions of families are grilling in America. But there's something you need to look out for. A Kentuckiana Humane Society is in the middle of a fundraising campaign hoping to move into a larger building. With a 24-1 vote, Louisville's Metro Council approves a budget plan to try and save about $25 million. Been dealing with rain the past couple of days, those storms yesterday, but you got some good news now. He's accused of taking part in torturing a man with power tools while holding him captive. And today, that man, Carter Bergen, went before a judge for the first time. Bienvenidos a sus noticias en español desde WHAS 11. Soy Juliana Valencia. Last week, we updated all of you on the drama surrounding the Bachelorette, Hannah B. So we thought only right to give you a recap of the latest episode.
Watch out for that naked bungee jumping.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Today, we are seeing a lot more jockeys from Latin America, so I decided to find out some of the reasons behind these changes. He also adds that the United States just about 10 years ago got real jockey training schools compared to Latin American countries who've had them for decades.
Y por fin está lo suficientemente seco para tener un soleado waterfront miércoles. We begin with breaking news. A Louisville water company worker is killed in a roadside accident. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Juliana Valencia. We're told it happened just after 1 p.m. That was Kentucky State Police telling us that they can confirm that the results of the autopsy show that the human remains found on that Garrett County property yesterday at the home of David Sparks are in fact the remains of Savannah Spurlock, that missing mother of 4.
Do you want me to throw you under the bus?
Sure,
right now
do
or
it.
not?
Do it. They're so gross.
Juliana she's been here 3 years, and for some odd reason she thinks there's chocolate in a mint julep.
Here, I tasted the mint julep and was like,
well,
I'll pass. And
most people try to avoid it.
I don't like it, but I'll tell you, I love going to restaurants and trying a good old-fashioned because restaurants, they make different takes on their old-fashions. And I do love bourbon, just not the mint julep.
Very funny story.
Cheers,
Definitely.
TG.
Yeah, exactly. With our empty glasses.
All right,
well, cheers to better weather.
That shooting that killed Bailey Holt and Preston Cope and hurt 18 others prompted the students at Paducah Tillman to do something about it. A call that the students at Marshall County responded to, saying they don't want this to define them, that Marshall County is more than just a school shooting.
It was USA Day because it was supposed to be homecoming week, and they heard the first shot.
A rivalry put aside.
You expect it in bigger cities and places hours and hours away, but you never really expect it to happen in Western Kentucky.
A day after 2 students were killed and 18 others were hurt at Marshall County High School, the team they're supposed to play at the end of basketball homecoming week invites them to their school to stand together in prayer and show their support.
We have rivalries when it comes to sports, but like when it comes to stuff like this, anytime there's a loss in the community, we all come together, and that's like what our Region 1 is about.
Paducah Tillman senior Coy Mary is still trying to grasp what happened. He remembers when he first found out students were in trouble at Marshall County High School.
We're all streaming it on our phones and calling people we know at Marshall County.
Investigators say a 15-year-old student came into the common area and shot at students. Marshall County senior Elizabeth Castleberry wasn't at school that day. She doesn't know if things will ever be normal where the shooting happened.
The Commons is like where everything happens. You line up for graduation there, your homecomings, your proms, everything's there, and that's where all the good stuff happens.
She says it's where people would have lined up after the big game Friday.
So when something like this happens, you wonder how it's ever supposed to be good there again.
Students on both teams want to take the floor Friday night.
I would like for it to happen just so we can show support to the people of Marshall County.
Well, that Marshall County student who tells me her friends were inside the school when the shooting happened weren't at the prayer circle today because they're not ready to face crowds. They tell her even a small noise can make them have flashbacks to what happened yesterday morning.
People love to know, like, what is she doing? What does she have going on?
Ariel Moore is a 28-year-old single mom from Louisville, invited to New York Fashion Week and going to places like Miami, and Aruba.
I'm actually going to LA Saturday. There's this new burger place, vegan burger place.
It all started with her natural hair about 5 years ago.
Selfies, basically. And people were interested. They're like, how'd you get your hair like that? Or what lipstick do you have on?
Be Hue liquid lipstick in the shade Pretty Penny. They sent me these lipsticks months ago.
So she got into doing makeup tutorials on YouTube.
Kind of look like wine curls.
I just had 2 big softbox lights and then a ring light in my bathroom.
If you want to go from the top.
Now she works with a local production company.
If you don't have like good quality videos, no one's gonna take you serious.
Ariel spends more than a full work week on social media,
I'd say like 60 hours a week.
collaborating with companies like As I Am, Sephora, and CoverGirl. USA Today found influencers can demand $100 per post per 10,000 followers, but experts say that's still a conservative number.
Man, you can make like 20 to 30,000 a month doing Instagram.
For brands to pay, say, $500 for this post, you'll need about 3,000 likes and 200 comments and at least 50,000 followers. High follower count and even higher engagement means more money per post. Why are brands dishing out this much money?
Everything is social media.
Oxford Dictionary describes influencers as a person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service by promoting or recommending the items on social media. The definition is even broken down into micro and macro influencers.
Typically, I have somebody helping me.
With less than 50,000 followers, Courtney Napo is considered a micro-influencer.
Try to sit in a place with the best lighting.
A micro-influencer focuses on a specific passion or topic with high engagement.
I love our restaurant scene here. It's inspired me to start Louisville Food.
At her level, some posts are paid, but others are for freebies. In this case, a meal.
Awesome, thank you. When I started Louisville Food, I probably wouldn't say there were many businesses using Instagram. It was mostly personal pages, but now Instagram can be a total marketing tool.
I think it's all about collaborations and community.
Bella Portaro-Keeper is another micro-influencer.
I think that they have a different advantage point whenever it comes to actually assisting the local community.
Bella of Louisville makes sure to blog about the good and bad parts of life.
A lot of people will write me and say that my words help them get through a time.
Each influencer having a personal impact. It's what makes the platform appealing and why the market is growing.